Hi everyone. This is going to be a short video that's going to prepare us for our discussion about homelessness in healthcare. So let's go back and review a couple of key concepts that we've already covered in our course around health and social justice. So first, let's look at Healthy People 2020. I just have a couple of excerpts from that document that have to do with our discussion. So calling your attention to the first bullet that our goal as a nation is that all people would achieve high quality health, live longer lives free of preventable diseases, disability, injury, and premature death. Now, I've underlined preventable because that will have something to do when we start talking about health equities and inequalities. The second bullet that I've pulled out of that document is that all people would achieve health equity, and we would be able to eliminate health disparities. And then finally, that all people in the United States would live in social and physical environments that promote good health. Now, I grant you those are lofty goals, but I want us to think about those goals that we've already covered and think about them in relation to homelessness. So next, let's look at social determinants of health. What are those factors that influence a person's health? And basically, these social determinants are the circumstances in which people are born, grow up, live, work, and ultimately age, and the systems that deal with health and illness. These circumstances, these social determinants of health, in turn are shaped by forces of like economics, social policies, and politics. In each one of these circles, you will notice the factors that go into making up the determinants for health, such as education, economic stability, the neighborhoods and the environments in which we live, health, a person's health, a community's status of health and health care, and the social and community context. Next, let's look at social justice and how that relates to some of the social determinants. And basically, social justice, as we have talked about, is a fairness within a society and how we distribute our wealth, our opportunities, and our privileges. Now, that comes from the Oxford Dictionary. And Oxford Dictionary did not include the concept of health. But we've talked a great deal about health and should it be distributed equally in both the quality of health care and access to health care. So that's what we as a society say is our mission, our goals, that these things would be equal. But what about the profession of nursing and healthcare professionals in general? Our accrediting body, the ANCC, says that your education leading up to licensure will provide you with the knowledge and the ability to integrate your skills and your values from the arts and the sciences that you'll gain in your education to provide humanistic, safe care, and to act as an advocate to individuals, families, groups, and communities here's the key phrase, listen to this, to promote social justice. So your education leading up to licensure as a nurse all kind of culminate in creating that knowledge and skills that you would be responsible as a licensed nurse to promote social justice in relation to healthcare and your professional activities, and that we as nurses are expected to respect the inherent worth and dignity and human rights of every person. Finally, let's go back and review health, the ideas, the definitions of health inequities and inequalities. We talked about, are those two terms even equal? Do they mean the same thing? And no, they don't. That a health inequity is a difference that's judged by society to be morally unacceptable. So if we have an inequality in access to care or an inequality in health outcomes, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's an inequity unless it's systematic, avoidable, and unjust. And you remember that word avoidable was also in Healthy People 2020, that we're trying to remove preventable diseases, which is the same thing as avoidable. So this is a little background of we as a nation are trying to become more healthy, and we have set those goals. That health has something to do with social justice. It has the social determinants of health have to do with access to care in our neighborhoods. And so we want to take all of this and begin in our class and in our case that we review to think about how this applies to our homeless population. I hope this has been a good review, and I look forward to seeing you in our class.